You want to see an actual example of optimized vocal production and how someone used it to create high pro-level quality vocal mixes, leave their 9-to-5 job, and create another stream of revenue for their audio engineering business?
You get me.
Well, in this video, I'm going to take you behind the scenes and show you a motivational story on how someone took optimized vocal production and used it to achieve all of these things. I was stuck in jobs that I hated, and I was so sick of working for somebody else and not doing what I loved for a living. Despite all these things, I was able to take FL Studio and use that to create high quality vocal mixes and in turn create more revenue for myself and do music full time. In the last 4 videos, we covered a ton of great information and I showed you how to get started with optimized vocal production. So if you haven't seen those 4 videos, you should stop right here, go back and watch those, and then come back to this video because there's a ton of great information that I don't want you to miss out on in those videos. So in this video, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be going over my entire story from the beginning to where I'm at right now and how I used optimized vocal production to get where I'm at today. The struggle for me started when I was working a full-time job about 55 hours a week as a forklift driver in a warehouse. I really couldn't stand working this job knowing how much I loved making music. I needed to make music work and needed to make a living doing this in some way, shape, or form. While I was working in this warehouse, I was starting out with music production and audio engineering in my free time. I was reading forums and watching any videos I could online to gather as much information as I possibly could on how to be a great engineer and eventually leave this job. At this point, I was starting to learn the ins and outs of FL Studio, but I didn't really know how to record or engineer vocals. A lot of my peers and other people online were saying that in order to get pro quality vocal mixes, I shouldn't use FL Studio and I should learn a new DAW like Pro Tools, Logic, or Cubase. Trusting and believing these people online, I downloaded a new DAW called Cubase. I found it to be pretty good at vocal production, but I was wasting so much time learning the basics of it and moving around audio files back and forth from DAW to DAW. This is when I took matters into my own hands and went against the grain. I decided that I needed to go full time and start recording and mixing in FL Studio in order to save myself time, grow my clientele, and be more efficient. I quickly hit the ground running and made the best decision I would ever make in my career. I would record friends for free in my spare time just to learn more shortcuts and become quicker so I could start using FL Studio with paid clients. I was watching as many videos online as I could about vocal production. Almost all the content I consumed was for other DAWs because nobody was really recording in FL Studio at the time. So because I knew FL pretty well, I would just apply those tricks I learned from other DAWs to FL. Soon, I felt comfortable enough to start using FL Studio in my paid sessions. Very quickly, my clients started noticing a huge difference in my workflow and overall quality. Word got around that I was producing high quality mixes, and I started to get hit up a lot more by artists inquiring about studio sessions. But at this point, I realized I was starting to make more money as an audio engineer, and being around artists all the time, I was also selling more beats. I decided it was time to take that leap and leave my job. It was a big risk, but I needed it for my mental health and my passion. As long as I was paying bills and living, I was happy. This allowed me even more time to dedicate to music and vocal production. That resulted in even more artists reaching out, and soon I became fully booked with studio clients, and the rest is history. So this just goes to show you that I am living proof that you can get high quality vocal mixes with just FL Studio and create a full-time music career based around that. Now I'm sure you can imagine all the sleepless nights and years that it took me to gather all this information. So to make this really easy for you, I took everything that I've learned over the last 17 years and I put it into one online course called Vocal Hacking. You're going to be able to watch over my shoulder as I show you everything that I know about vocal production in FL Studio. Think about how much time and money you won't have to waste, just like I did, in order to figure all this out. Now, as you can imagine, it's impossible for me to work with everyone. In fact, I like to keep my online courses pretty small to make sure that everybody can get the support and help that they really need. So please understand that this is a rare opportunity and spots will be granted on a first come, first served basis. This is literally the best program that I've ever created, and I wouldn't be surprised if it sells out in just a few hours. So keep your eyes peeled and jump on board as soon as registration opens. In the next video, I'll show you exactly how to get started with my course Vocal Hacking and how you can easily claim your spot. So again, thanks for watching. Catch me in the next video and make sure to share this with a friend if you get me.